Hello, hello, good morning. I am here with the lovely Rachel of Rachel Moss Styling and her Color Carousel program. Did I get that right, Rachel?
Yeah, completely.
Excellent, good. So I'm just waiting for a few people to join now. I can just see that we're gone live and hopefully we will get some eyes on us soon. I'm also just going to check that we're live in the group and that I haven't put us live on Facebook or something like that, which I could easily do. Let me see, Rachel, you just hang with me 1 second and I just confirm that we're in the right place. If you're watching us live, say good morning, let us know who's here. Yeah, I can see us in the group now and I can see an I joining us, an AI joining us. So if that I could tell me who you are and say good morning, that would be really great. And if you can hear us, that would be really brilliant. I'm so happy to be here with Rachel, who agreed to chat with me last week because Rachel is one of the ladies in my Certified Online Color Expert training. And I just love her story, and I thought it would be brilliant to share with you guys if you have struggled in the image consulting industry over the years, because I've been sharing my story, but I think it's really important that I share other people's stories as well who are in the community. So Rachel, very welcome. Say good morning to everyone, Rachel.
Good morning, Alien. Good morning, anyone else who's checked in with us.
Yes.
I'm in Spain, by the way, just to let you know.
Looky you, Rachel. You're in Malaga. I just saw a lovely video of you on Facebook this morning, and you're enjoying Malaga.
It's a solo trip and it's amazing. Yeah, highly recommend.
Are you working, Rachel?
No, but I did bring my laptop for this and to do the challenge.
Okay, fantastic.
So I'm really glad I bought the laptop because I think as a color analysis, I want to be able to do that anyway, and digital nomad and all that. So I think that actually it's the good way to start, just to bring it everywhere with me.
Yes. So Rachel, let's start by talking about who you are and how you've arrived at this point in your career. You weren't always a personal stylist. What did you used to do before you became a personal stylist?
So I started out in London as a model. I'm a Devon girl, but I moved to London in my 20s and modeled. And I did showroom fashion modeling, commercials, TV work, and photographic. But I've been basically weighed and measured in front of clients. I've been told I was too tall, too short, too fat, too thin. And as a model, not everything fit me, which people assume, it's okay for you, you're a model, it's fine. That's not the truth. And I thought over the years that I was working, some jobs were amazing and some weren't. I thought, if as a model things don't fit me and feel good and the color's not right, what's it like basically for everyone else? And it got me thinking, and I basically jumped before I was pushed from the industry. I also then went on to wholesale fashion selling, which gave me more of an idea of the problems women are facing, which actually are often always the same. The sleeve length, the jacket length, the cut of the neckline, etc. And then I retrained as an image consultant in 2006. And that was it. I spent quite a lot of money being trained up, and then that was it. I was out on my own to figure it all out for myself. I had all these tools. My experience as a model actually was more than the training I had. But I was just dropped. I get that feeling that, okay, this is it. You feel that you spent all that money. There's an expectation that suddenly you're going to become successful and it's all going to work out. But it doesn't work like that.
No.
And if I can just, if it's not too early to go back to your training methods, you don't just take the training with you. There's this continuous support. So yes, I'm jumping from 2006 now to 2023. Well, earlier than that, because I met you about probably 3 years ago.
Yes.
Something like that.
Probably at one of these challenges, Rachel.
I was finding, I guess I was finding someone like you, and what I didn't realize, what you were offering, which no one else was offering, was this continual support. And when it said in the small print, this is available, lifetime availability, or you really meant it. It wasn't a sales gimmick. It actually had this longevity, and I was blown away by that. And have I needed that more than ever? Because 9 months ago, I took a full-time job. I thought that was it. I thought I needed to be really safe. I'd just gone through a divorce. I needed safe money going into my account each month. I'm on my own. I live on my own. Everything's up to me. And I just couldn't do it anymore. 35 hours a week at the desk, a redacted version of myself. And meanwhile, on the weekends, I was trying to do my color analysis, and it just wasn't enough. And I had no bandwidth left, actually, on the weekends to do what I really loved. And so I went back to your training, your color analysis online digital course that I bought last May. And I went back to revisit it. And I actually hadn't finished it last year, but I'm now finishing it anyway, because I want to. I could go on already to do the color, but I finishing it now. And it's just been incredibly invaluable. On top of that, you are dropping in the refreshed Pantone colors for bringing us up to date. So that's incredible, because it's just, I just can't say enough about the value of it. And I do hang on your every word, I must admit, and then make it my own. I can't hear anything.
I am muted because there's some workmen working next door, and they've decided now to go fixing the thing. So in an effort that you be heard, I muted myself. What I want to go back to, Rachel, is those feelings around when you completed your course. You spent 3,000 or something on training as a personal stylist. Do you feel you had the support and everything you needed to go out there and operate in the world as a personal stylist? Because I think people think they're crazy because they're struggling when they start their image consulting business. But I want to reassure them that actually it's kind of normal, nearly.
Completely normal. Like I say, I think there's an expectation once you put money down for something that you kind of feel it should work. But it's not like that. It's hard work. I think the passion will keep driving you forward. It's like you can't possibly not do this. But the support, I've forgotten your question now. But yes, I didn't have any ongoing support from the package I bought, which was a lot of money. It was good. I still use a lot of things now, but I don't know if that's answered your question.
It has answered my question, but what difference does the support make, Rachel? What difference does it make? The difference between, getting this, you actually did a 6-week training up front. A lot of consultants do like a 6-day training to become a personal stylist. What does this additional support provide for you that a 6-day or a 6-week course doesn't provide for you?
Well, one, it keeps you present because you're constantly online. We show up too. Oh, I show up too, because I've now decided to full-time go back into this and make this work. It keeps you present. It keeps you on your toes. You're talking about AI. You're talking about the bursting on the scene of everyone else doing color analysis. Yes, there's a lot of competition out there, but as you always say, there's room for everyone. But you're keeping us present. You're keeping us accountable. And you are the expert in your field. I'm not going to anyone else for this. You're my go-to color analysis trainer. And you're constantly finding out the latest and greatest for us. Why wouldn't you stick with that? And we're building up trust with you, just like we have to with our clients. So yes, it's a two-way street, and it's really important. And like I say, I haven't even looked around for anyone else who does this. It's irrelevant.
Very kind, Rachel. So let's talk about the color system that you trained with, Rachel, because this actually came up in the group yesterday. People were asking me, you know, how many sub seasons have I got, or what kind of system do I have? So can you tell me a little bit about how you trained originally, what system you trained with, and what the shortcomings with that system were?
Yeah, great. I was trained in the tonal method, not the seasonal. I was trained in the tonal because it was supposed to give me a lot more variety, a lot more different ways to go. Actually, it also was quite complicated. I didn't know anything else then. Everyone always talks about Color Me Beautiful, but there's the tonal method and the seasonal. I use it now still, but having now jumped onto your system, I am now blending the two. And I also love the simplicity, because you always drive on about the simplicity of things. And that's like your USP. I love that because I actually make things quite complicated. So I love the simplicity of really blending some of the tonal method, but really actually probably going to more seasonal, and then using on top of that my own intuition, and actually zooming out on someone and looking at everything, the high contrast, low contrast, details in their eyebrows, irises, hair coloring. It's not about one thing, it's about a lot of things. It's almost holistic, but I don't say that. But so tonal method sounds good, but it's actually kind of blurry. It blurs the lines a little bit. So I like the fact that you blend both of these together, and ultimately you kind of make it your own.
Yeah. So the reason that I did that, Rachel, to begin with, was because I was dealing with so many clients with so many different systems. And what I always want to say is that every system works. No system doesn't work, but some of the systems I began to see were very, very complicated. You know, there was 16 sets of colors, there was 12 sets of colors, and consultants starting out didn't really know the basics, and they were given these big sets of colors, and then they were to try and determine what the person in front of them was. Now, when I started out in color analysis, I only had the 4 seasons for the first 2 years that I was working. So I learned how to mix colors for the 4 basic seasons, and I got a really understand of that. And then I added tonal later. And then I just moved between the two. That if somebody didn't neatly fit in a season, then we would give them a tone. And that's the way I teach now. So I give you the seasonal, I give you the tonal, but I also encourage you to use the system that you've been trained in. Because if you understand the seasonal and you understand the tonal and you understand how to move between the two, actually you can work with any color system in the world, because they're all based off the seasonal system. I know that the tonal system says that it's not based off the seasonal system, but the reality is it's kind of in between the seasons. So it all boils down to the same thing at the end of the day. So I totally agree that simplicity is the way to go. Now, if you got a client in the morning, Rachel, and you were struggling, what would you do right now based on all the tools that you have?
Oh, if I was struggling with their colors,
Yes.
what would I do? I would. That's an interesting question.
Please tell me you would bring her to the group.
Well, yes, I would bring her to the group, obviously. I was thinking something else. Yeah. I was thinking have a cup of tea and go back to it.
Yes, have a cup of tea and go back to it as well.
But no, absolutely. Definitely would bring her to the group. But yeah, and sometimes even when you're doing it for a long time, I still have those moments where you struggle. You struggle with someone, and I don't want to obviously fake it. And I keep going until I find something that works. So with the tonal method, you can keep going. You have to find 9 out of the 10 color palettes that work. And if you don't, you just keep going with. And I think we have to be honest as color analysis experts to kind of be honest, obviously. And
Yeah, be honest, but also I think it's taking the client's wishes into consideration. And it's not just about being a perfectionist ourselves in isolation. We have to work with our clients. So, in our case studies in the group, one of the things I always say is, have you spoken to the client? What are your client's preferences? And how can we create a palette for them that they're going to absolutely love?
it also
Because you
has
want to send them away with something they love, don't you, Rachel?
indeed, and those colours also have to fit in with their personality and character
Yeah.
and lifestyle. So it can't be cut and paste from the textbook. It's actually got to fit in with who they are. And I do love in-person colour analysis, but I absolutely had to get ahead and go digital and go online, because for all the reasons you state, it's so important. I hope that you don't lose too much in that. I have done a couple, but I hope that one doesn't lose too much of that character and personality that helps as well to put the puzzles together for someone.
Well, what I find with the online, Rachel, is you far more time to work with the client, actually. They're not just coming for, a 1 or 2 hour consult. You have plenty of time and you can go back and forth. And I also actually, and this is what I'll be encouraging you to do, is I have a color personality quiz, which I get them to fill out and to send back to me. So I understand their personality a little bit more. Are they a red personality? Are they a yellow personality? Are they blue or are they green? And that gives me a lot of information about them. So that it's easier to work with them. But you're also meeting them on the Zoom call. We do a lot of the work up front, but you're also meeting them on the Zoom call. So, Rachel, you have handed in your notice at work. You are going full time now in the personal styling industry. Tell me about how you're feeling.
So excited. I think once I had, so I had a divorce through lockdown, which was obviously very difficult. And then I needed that stability. Once I handed my notice in, and the people I worked with were fantastic. They were highly supportive, which made me more excited. And I can't wait. And I'm already noting, I think because of the intention I now have,
Yeah.
I'm already noticing huge, even this has happened because I've been commenting every day and showing up, as you always say. I'm just so excited now. And I definitely feel in the right place. I think you do have to be ready for this, because I think it does take a lot of commitment. It does take hard work, but it's a passion, so it isn't really hard work. But you do have to put the time in each day, and I think it is now every day. I think they used to say post 3 times a week. Actually, there's a lot of competition out there, so I think you have to kind of keep going. And I've noticed the traction's got better. I've got more eyes on me, and also I think that whole thing about just do something, even if it's a quick video, show up, warts and all. Just give people something of yourself that closes that gap between you and them, so that they can trust. So I'm really excited, because I feel this time it's taken a long time between 2006, for goodness sake, and now. But I'm not giving up on it. And now I
Yeah,
feel
but that's not unusual, Rachel. I think a lot of the people even watching this, whether you're watching it live or on replay, you will find that it is a journey for a lot of people. Very few people become trained as a personal stylist and 1 year later they're successful. It takes a long time. I mean, it took me, the first time I set up my business, it took me 8 years to get to 3,000 a month. That is a long time. But that's typically what it's like in your business. And I just feel trying to do that by yourself is very hard. It's very hard to keep the mojo. It's very hard to, stay so resilient and persistent and consistent for all that period of time without support.
I also think your challenges are brilliant. I did the niching down one, I think it was last year or this year. That was invaluable too, because that got me to think. You can't be everything to everyone.
No,
so I think that's a really, really important. Choose one thing and do it really, really well, and become that expert to those. So even the challenge you set this week, the questions are quite simple, but they take a lot longer to answer. If you're a
Yes,
little
well, it gets you thinking, and
yeah.
you know, as more and more and more personal stylists put themselves out there, you know, it's absolutely essential that you can differentiate yourself, and you are different. And I'm going to be continuing that in my training today, where I talk about tipping how we typically are trained as personal stylists on its head, because we have to think about our clients differently. We cannot continue to promote just color and style. That is not the way to go. We have to make a connection with our clients, and we have to serve in a different way, so that we don't have to do this hard sell, and we don't have to be talking about all the time, come buy with me. That we're naturally connecting with people, and they naturally see we are the person to help them.
Yeah. Because as they say, people buy from people.
They buy from people. Yeah. They
And
buy from people.
And it's such a personal subject. So I like color because I basically, no one has to get undressed. It's a bit like the personal shopping you talked about.
It's a great starting point.
It's a gateway, isn't it? So I love it. So, but even though women don't have to reveal their body shape to you or anything else, they can still find color quite intimidating. They don't know where to go. Print and color, crazy.
Yes.
But I think it's up to us to break that down and make that, you know, make that, doable.
Well, you're most definitely an advertisement for color this morning, Rachel, with your beautiful colors. Even if you're on holidays,
I will just
you have all your beautiful winter colors, and you can really see the difference between winter and summer right here on the screen, right?
Definitely.
My different coloring, my color, I look a lot softer when you're next to me.
Well, you look summery and like almost soft focus.
I was saying I looked very 80s this morning, Rachel, with my suit jacket and my it's not actually a suit jacket, but it's kind of
lovely blue. It's a lovely inky
it's kind
blue.
of navy, and this then is the one yellow I can wear, which I struggle with. I do struggle with yellow, but I do try and tone it down with navy. So Rachel, I want to thank you so much for coming on this morning and reassuring the people in the audience who are, you know, thinking about taking the plunge into personal stylist, or who have taken the plunge, who have taken some training and they've struggled, to reassure them that there is light at the end of the tunnel and that there is a way forward.
Yeah, keep going. You'll soon find out, but just keep going and cut out all the noise around you. Just do you. Just do it.
Yes,
and if you know you've got something, if you can change someone's life, you could, because it is life changing for some women. Just keep going, and you'll find it.
Amazing, Rachel. Really appreciate you taking time out of your holiday to spend it.
I'll go back. I'm going to go back and look at the shops now. One last day.
Thank you so much, Rachel. And if any of you are watching this on replay, #replay, and you can ask Rachel questions, because Rachel is here in the group. So she will answer the questions. She's very kind, or I will answer the questions. And we leave it there and let Rachel get back to her enviable holiday in Malaga.
Malaga, yes, indeed.
Take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye. Bye.